Yep.
I am super, super excited for this very first singles hangout. And like I said, right, Miss Georgina, please, we need you to turn your camera on. There's
I think
okay.
she's driving. I think she's driving.
Super excited for this. You're driving? Very first singles hangout. And like I said, right, Miss Georgina, please, we need you to turn your camera on.
Dr. OJ, I think the feedback.
Dr. OJ, there's a feedback.
The playback.
Yeah, the feedback off. Okay, good. So we are good. All right, guys, welcome to the very first maiden edition of our Singles Connect virtual hangout. All right. Who's excited? I am very excited today. You know what? I mean, today we're just going to go through the program, but the purpose of this is for us to be able to connect. I know that, a lot of us are in different locations, from the US to Canada. So far, so good. We had some participants from Africa, but we're definitely going to be verifying heavily before we begin to admit people from across the Atlantic. But for now, it's all about us here in the United States of A and Canada, North America. So guys, today's hangout is very informal, very chill. I wanted us to get together so we can see each other. It's very important. And then so that we can really set the tone for what this community was set up for. Already, we're doing such an amazing job on the platform. I mean, some of our top. I mean, we're going to be giving some gifts today, acknowledging some of our amazing community members, our family members who really make that platform pop. We're going to be appreciating you. So the first activity today is we want to know your name. Of course, everyone has to have their videos on. That is the criteria. Please turn your cameras on. It doesn't matter what's going on. See, listen, I've been at church, makeup, no makeup. We have a variety of everybody. Look, let's see each other. Let's see our faces. I'm sure if you look online, you see a lot of my faces without makeup. So
is the variety that makes it interesting.
Exactly.
Makes it spicy.
We're really going to have a lot of fun today. I can tell you that for free. So first things first, in the chat box, let's type our age, location, profession. We want to know who we are, where we're from, and, just to kind of look at some of the dynamics of our community. So please, let's type in the chat box our names, of course, our age, our location, and our career path. So let's do that real quick. And while we're doing that, let's get this going. Please, admins, can you please help me remind everyone on the platform that we started and we're moving along? And of course, guys, if you have anyone that you want to invite, please just share the link with them and let them come through and just be part of the conversation. Other than that, let's go. Yes. Your name, your age, your location, and stuff like that. So Miss Stacy, please get ready because you're going to be anchoring our very first icebreaker for today. So yeah, Stacey's going to be doing our very first icebreaker for today.
Man, I don't hold you.
You don't hold.
I don't hold you.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah, Miss Stacey's going to be doing our first icebreaker for today. So yeah, let's get ready for that. Yeah. But first things first, our name, where we're from, and our career path, age.
Oh, and career path, okay.
Age is just because we want to sort of we're working on really curating the platform to be very intentional, to meet everybody's needs, so that way our database can start to fill up. So we're putting together our database so that, there's several things coming down the pipeline that we're going to be announcing today. So get ready. Inkem, why is your camera not on? We need your camera on, or we need to see your face. So
she doesn't want to blind us.
She doesn't want to blind us. Inkem, we cannot blind us.
I'm sure my sister's probably at work.
She's at work.
She probably is.
She's supposed to be here. Yeah. All right. Okay, the chat is popping off. Nice. All right. We have our members joining. We have a lawyer in the building, Ms. Georgina. If anybody tries to sue us today, it's on you. Any legal wahala we got a lawyer in the building. Okay. Let's go. All the way from Philly. I love it. All right, let me see. Miss Delano Dubela is all the way from Houston, Texas. Yeah, okay, all right. By way of United Kingdom, in church, about to leave for home now.
Mhm.
All right, Ikemdore, we'll give you time. We'll give you time. We'll give you
You
time.
don't want to miss it.
No, you don't want to miss this. You don't want to miss
Mhm.
this. Daughter of
Some
Zion,
people said they couldn't join, like something
they
is
couldn't
wrong with the
join.
link.
That's
I'm
not.
not sure.
Mm.
They just click.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, all right.
I'm actually trying. I'm actually monitoring the group chat to see if anybody
Okay, I
dropped any
think I
message. I don't
must
know.
have said something else. I don't think that's from this group actually.
Okay, because I'm like, possible.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's not
It,
from this group.
it shows how many group that you have on your phone.
It's this is the
It's
only
good.
single connection that I have. I have other group for work and all that
And by
stuff.
the way,
All right.
Vivian, you are down
Yes,
in Katy, right? Katy or Richmond?
I'm in Richmond. I'm in Richmond.
All of now, all of now this way to Richmond, and down south.
Are you in
Man,
Spring? Did you say you were Spring?
yeah,
Spring,
I'm
Texas?
up in Spring. I just came in from I do come around to most of my movement is within Katy and Rosenborg.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
you get to Katy, then you pass Richmond, then you go to
Richmond, then to
Rosenberg.
Rosenborg. I know.
All right, all you Houston, Katy, Richmond people. All right. So let's get started. So everyone, I have everyone in the chat box. Daughter of Zion, I don't know who that is. Please kindly turn your
Can, can
camera
we
on as
can we
well.
put our name? Our name,
Yes, your real
Doctor
name.
of Zion.
Yes. She's the daughter of the Most High God. Yes.
We know.
Please, I'm a daughter of Zion too. Whoever that
We
daughter of
know.
Zion is,
I am
we
the
must
firstborn of the
Hello.
Zion of the tribe of
Hello.
Judah.
Hello. I'm so
Hello, daughter
sorry.
of
I'm at
Zion.
work. This is Kay from California.
Oh,
Hey,
daughter of
I'm
Zion is at work.
sorry.
all right. We see you. All right, guys, listen, let's get started. Amazing. Okay, so our chat box is there. So, guys, it's just for everyone to have the information. And I'm going to kind of throw this on throughout the hangout. We're hoping to be here for about 60 to 90 minutes, depending on where this conversation takes us. But I know it's going to be very fruitful, very meaningful, and profitable to our lives, our souls, and we'll be able to see where we go next on the Singles Connect community. So, officially, I want to welcome everyone once again to our official virtual hangout in person. Loving everybody's faces. I'm going to hand over to Miss Stacy now to moderate our very first icebreaker. So, Miss Stacy, please take it away from here so that way we can all get the icy surface off the surface. I don't know what I'm saying. Stacy, just take over.
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Stacey Ann, and welcome to the platform. We thank you guys for the time because I know everybody has busy lives. So we thank you for making the time to join us and to be here with us. I just want to encourage you guys, if you know like-minded people that the group will fit, I encourage you guys to also invite other people to the group because you guys also have to help us make the group what you guys want it to be. Like, we can't do it on our own. You guys also have to show up for your own life. So with that being said, I guess I'll get started on the icebreaker. So I would like us to play two truths and a lie first. So basically, the way the game works is we have each person say three things about themselves. Two of their answer must be facts, and the third must be a lie. And then the other players needs get an opportunity to tell which one is a lie until everybody plays. And then we have a gift giveaway for the person that wins the icebreaker. So who wants to go first? And I guess let me repeat the rules again. So the game is called Two Truths and a Lie. And basically you have to list three things about yourself. Two of them have to be the truth, and then the third one, and one has to be a lie. And then the rest of us have to guess which one is the lie.
Is it going to be typed?
If it's going to be typed?
Yeah. Should we type it in the chat box, or should it be
I guess
typed in the chat box?
they
Because
can put it in the chat box if
yeah,
if that makes it easier.
yeah. If it's in the chat box, it makes it much easier, so we can read over it, and then but we all
Okay.
can just put we all can just, I would suggest we all just put everything in the chat box, then we'll read it out from there.
Okay, well, if we're going to
Makes it
do
more
that, make sure above it, you put your name so we know which
exactly,
person it belongs,
exactly,
which person that particular, truth
exactly.
and lie belongs to. So again, the rules are, it's two truths and a lie. So two things has to be true about you and one thing has to be a lie. And then it's the rest of us opportunity to guess which one of the things you listed out of the three is a lie.
All right.
All right.
Okay, so I guess let me I guess do my participation.
If you don't mind, if you do all this communication through typing, some of the people that are driving or not even able to type, it's not going to be much of engagement if you want to put it in the chat.
Okay, because yes, that's a good point, Miss Vivian, because some people did say they're in the car or they're driving. Okay, well, I guess I will try to make note of everything that's everyone. Okay, so let's do it this way. Who wants to go first? And I will just write down what the person says and we'll go back to it. So that way I can repeat it. So who would like to go first?
Ladies first.
Ladies first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who wants to be bold and courageous?
I will nominate you.
Okay, I'll go.
I
was about to mention Vivian.
To go first. Okay.
Yeah. It's okay. Okay, 3 things about me. I have 3 sisters and 4 brothers. I have 2 teenage kids. And I have traveled to Paris and London. Oh, sorry. Let me take the first one out. I mean, the last one out.
Okay.
I love to cook.
You love to cook? Okay.
Those are my 3 things.
Okay. All right. All right. So that's Miss Vivian. Okay. Who wants to go next?
Do we try to guess her truth and lie?
Yes, let's do that. Then we move on to the next person.
Move on to the next.
Okay. So I'm going to say that number 1 and number 2. Well, I'm going to say number 1 and number 3 is true, and number 2 is a lie. That number 2 was the 2 teenage children.
Yes. I was going to go with that option as well. So if anybody else has anything different.
Anybody else want to add anything else?
I don't think you look like you got 2 teenage kids, lady.
Yeah, well, that's why I went with that one being the lie. But unless you're at 12, but hey,
well, don't crack though, right? So she might just be.
Exactly, but I'm like, okay, I think she's around my age, give or take. If I started then, could I possibly have 2 teenage kids right now?
Did everybody participate? Let's all participate so you can be engaging.
So, okay, so Dr. OJ and I pretty much have the same answer, which being question 1 and question 3 being true and
Yeah.
question 2 being a lie. So, Lana, what do you say? And Miss Georgina, what do you say?
I'll go the first.
I think we lost you, love. Can you repeat that for me?
Can you get me?
Yes, now we
Hello?
can. Yes.
Okay, I'll go with the first and the second as
The
being
first
true,
one. Okay.
and then the third one is being a lie.
Okay.
Incam is in the chat box.
What did
And
Cam say?
also, I sent my answers through the chat box. Can you guys see it?
Yeah. Incam says 1 is a lie, 2 and 3 are true. So, Miss Vivian, can you tell us who got it right?
Cam is the only one that got it right. 1 is a lie, 2 and 3 is the truth.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. All right. So, okay.
Does not crack, oh Jesus. Oh, Lord have mercy. See, Bury. 2 teenage
Thank-
kids.
Yes, 2 teenage kids.
Right. No, that is, you're doing
Okay.
amazing.
So we're taking scores. So I guess so Kemi, I guess you're on the board first with the first point. Okay, so I guess
This is why we should pay attention when people introduce themselves. When she did introduce herself the first day, she said she loves to cook, and then she has kids. So, so I still kept that. Yeah.
I wasn't denying that she had kids. I'm just denying that she looks old enough to have 2 teenage kids.
Oh.
That's true.
Oh.
All right, you told us. Y'all be paying attention, right? Come on, guys. She's like, y'all pay attention. That's
Let me throw Kim under the bus. The reason why she got it right because we talked.
Oh, okay. Well, see, I appreciate that.
You
No,
the rest of us
Vivian, don't do
so
that.
bad.
I didn't know we didn't talk about you not having sisters and brothers, but I know you have kids.
Oh yeah, the kid one. She know about that. Then she said, this is my
Yes,
evil
I know you
sister.
have
She will
kids,
know how to
and
cook.
then I know because I knew when we were introducing ourselves, I said I love to cook, and you said you love to cook too, and then that sticks in my head. Yes.
Oh, well, that's good that you still remembered. I can't even
Yeah.
remember I said I love to cook, to tell you the
Yeah,
honest.
go back and check the chat. You said I have kids and I love to cook.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Who wants to go next?
Can I go next? Georgiana.
Yes, Miss Georgiana.
Okay, I already did mine. I already typed mine. I have 5 kids.
Oh. Oh,
The
let's see
second one is I'm part Nigerian.
I am.
And the third one is I love to defend people.
Okay.
So, okay.
Okay. Her number 1 is a lie, and 2 and 3 is true.
Who's speaking?
That's
Who's that?
Vivian said.
so.
Okay, I'm listening.
I think her number 1. Wait. What was the first one?
She has 5 kids. She has 5 kids. Yes.
She says, you cannot even tell. Jesus. All these women like vampires. They don't age. I'm telling you, black women.
I do not have 5 kids. That's the lie.
Okay, so the first one was a lie. Okay. Because when she loves to defend people, she's a lawyer, of course, there.
Okay.
Okay.
So the second one means you are half Nigerian, right?
Correct.
Yes.
So where's the other half from?
I can see her accent.
Where's the other half from? Where's the other half from?
I'm Lebanese.
Yes, I can.
Lebanese. Yeah. Wow, that's interesting. Half Nigerian, half Lebanese. Wow.
Yes, that is.
That's an interesting mix. I don't come across that often. All right.
It's a cultural clash.
So who's Lebanese, your mom or your dad?
My mom.
Oh my goodness. Yes, Lebanese women have really good hair and they are really pretty.
Actually, my hair is purely Nigerian.
Oh God, you got the Afro puffs? Sorry.
No, I love it. I love
Oh,
it.
okay. All right, no wahala. All right, who's
Okay,
going
good.
next? Who's on there next? Let's go. This is getting interesting.
Lana.
I
Lano,
think
Tupela.
he put his in his he put his in the chat. I believe he typed it.
Okay,
Okay.
let's see. I am in the
Lano, he says it's Lano. Okay. I'm a good cook. I grew up in Kano and I have 3 children. So one of them is a lie.
Exactly.
Number 4 is a lie.
Okay. I said
Number 1 and
3.
2 is a truth. Number 3 is a lie.
I will go with that too.
Okay, I'll go with number 2 and 4. Well, number 1, which is 2 and 4. Number 1 and number 3 are true, and the lie is number 3.
Okay. So I'm a very good cook. I'm fortunate to surprise a lot, and I've got 3. So growing up in Kano is the false.
Don't you guys remember this freaky story about the woman that held him at gunpoint?
He can tell stories. We know him for sure.
The one that held him at gunpoint.
He is a storyteller.
He was cooking okra butt naked. Oh my God. As in the graphical image, I'm like, how?
You know, one thing about life is this. It's grateful that one can laugh about it today. You know, and I believe what doesn't kill you doesn't make you stronger. Nothing can break me. I've been through a worse situation. I've been through a worse scenario.
Tell me about it.
So to me,
we want to hear your worst situation, I think.
You don't. I don't think you want to. But I would say, you know what, on a, we can maybe talk about it later, but maybe as a life experience, because definitely I think Stacey, I think it's one of the agenda that we're actually going to talk about our life experience, right?
Yes.
So I think I would just chip it in there.
Okay.
Okay.
So who won this round?
We're not finished.
No, Lano Zone. Did everybody go with Lano?
Everybody missed it. You all missed it.
No, I said number 1 and 3 are correct, and you.
Yeah, somebody got it right.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I said you were not born in Kano. Number 3, you were not born.
I didn't grow exactly.
Oh yeah. Oh. So I think Dr. OJ won that round.
Hey, you need to clap for yourself.
Hey.
Oh yeah, Jägermeister for you.
All right, who's going next? So that we can move on.
Okay, so I will go next. So my first one is I am adopted. My second is I'm an only child, and my third is I am a good cook.
Okay, the first one is the truth, and the last one is the truth.
I would say number 1 is a lie, but number 2 and 3 are the truth.
Okay, I would say number 1 and number 3, they're the truth, and number 2 is a lie.
Did we get everybody's votes? I don't think I heard from Mr. Argenia.
Let me see if income is okay. Let me check the chat.
No, nothing is in the chat.
Okay, go.
Let's wait for people to maybe some people might be typing. I took off my video because I don't want to cause trouble.
Cause trouble. Why? What are you doing? Eating? See the big drops. See the big drops. It's bigger than his head, or is it in drops?
Exactly. Look at
admin, just so for all the admins, just so y'all know, you're not a part of this gift. Although you're participating, you're not a part of this gift giving.
Hey,
that's fine. That's fine.
Income is back. Look at that with the windscreen without the wiper. Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I think we were waiting on Miss Georgina to chime in, and Kim's to join it to participate. Did you have a guess from mine, or did you hear what the?
What the what?
what the question was.
Oh
So
yeah, I
we're
did.
playing a game, 2 truths and a lie. So we're on Stacy right now.
Okay.
So my first was I'm adopted, and my second is I'm an only child, and my third is I am a good cook.
The 1 and 3 is the truth. The second one is the lie.
Okay. So I guess we have 2 winners. Well, 3, because Vivian got it right. Kim's got it right, and Dr.
Oh, Vivian
OJ.
said that. Vivian said the first was the lie.
No, I didn't.
She
The
said
first,
the first is the
oh.
truth, and the last is the truth, and the third is the second is the lie.
Okay,
I
okay.
heard her say she was adopted. Most
Yes,
so
so
I know that.
okay. And Kim also says the same. Dr. OJ, I think. What was your answer again, Dr. Because I think you missed one of them. Because I know you said the first one is a lie,
And she said the last one was no. She got it right.
Okay, so
So
you guys 3 got it right.
It's
Yes.
Lamar that messed up.
Yeah, so Dr. OJ, Kim, and Vivian got it correct. So that means, Vivian, you're leading so far in terms of the participants because you're at 2 points.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Points too.
Oh, well, yes, you have 2 because you got Vivian question correct. Although I think there's a little bit of cheating in that because y'all know each other.
Don't mind Vivian. She's just trying to be.
I'm just trying to defend her.
She's just trying to be cheeky.
I'll go next.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so now we have 2, Vivian and well, you guys are tied, but go ahead.
All right.
So-
So I'll go next. 2
Yeah.
truths and a lie. So the first one is wow. I have so much, so I'm trying to make sure I don't give any information that is not already out there. Okay, here you go. So I've been married twice. I have half siblings, and I had sex last night.
Your 1 and 2 is the truth. The third one is a lie.
So I'm gonna go with the last one is a lie, and the first and the second is true.
Yeah, me too. The
I would
last one
say-
is-
Okay, because Dr. OJ, that last one caught me, but that's a lie. I know that for sure because I know you, woman.
yeah, and
Okay.
she won't tell us.
Okay. Let me say.
Admitted on this platform, so
Yeah,
I
she
know
will
that's a
not
lot.
tell us.
What if, well, no, you have seen me finish. Okay.
There's no way.
Actually,
Yeah.
Lana, what?
What you have to say, Lana?
I think there are like 2 lies in there instead of 1.
No, she knows what she's saying.
Sorry, I think if you look at it, I knew probably she collected some bola yesterday night because she's looking radiant, and I'm happy. Over happy.
Lord, here we go.
Yeah, radiant, Lana.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
What are we? Just
So-
answer the question. You don't have to give an explanation.
No, Lana, just answer the question.
Yeah,
Nobody
just
asked you
some
answer the
endorphins
question.
has been released.
Nobody asked you for analysis. Go ahead.
Yeah, answer
We
the
weren't asking
question.
for, a breakdown
Okay.
and an analogy and all of that. Just go with what you're answering.
Definitely number 1 and 2 is the truth. Number one and 2 is the truth, and the third one is a lie.
Okay.
Yeah.
So actually, number 1 and 3 are both lies. And it's only 1 truth that I gave you because I couldn't think of truths, like things that you didn't already know about me. I've only been married once, divorced. As far as the sex issue, we're still praying. Then, what was the second one?
You said you have half siblings.
I have half siblings. Yes, I do have half siblings. Yes. Yes.
But you didn't go with the direction. Though.
I
So
know,
how
I
are we
did not.
supposed to answer that question?
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
so that's
the fun of the game.
So
That's
that
why
means
it's called a game.
that means
Make it
Dr.
more
OJ
interesting.
Dr. OJ is not disqualified and nullified.
Yes,
Okay, that's fine.
let's been the discussion.
Okay. Let me be eating my food. You should be playing because I'm like, I'm a very bad liar.
Oh,
Okay.
oh.
Okay, well, that was fun. I enjoy that. So Dr. Doty, I think it's 2:40 now. I don't know if you want to actually go into the topic of the conversation now, or
Yes,
if you wanted to go
let's
into our break first before we do that, our break session. In case
does
everybody
everyone
want
need
to
to
get
take a break
water,
or not? We can get
go to
started.
the bathroom.
Yeah. All right. So who won the game so that we can give them their gift later?
Well, we have two winners, and since they both actually were going to get the gift card anyways for being the most active participant in in the group on a weekly basis and on a daily basis, anyways. So I have a movie pass for Studio Movie Grill and a Chili's gift card. So if you guys want to put your address, or you can send it to me privately so I can get those mailed out, because you guys are not in Dallas, I don't think.
I'm in Dallas.
Okay,
Weekend
but
is in Dallas.
anyways.
Let's put a picture of their gifts on the chat so those who didn't come will feel really bad.
Aww.
Okay, I'll take a picture. Okay.
Yes. Okay, guys. So let's get to the fun part. Well, everything has been fun so far. I hope you guys enjoyed the game. So today,
Yeah.
Singles Hangout, we wanted to talk about issues. I don't want to say issues. We were brainstorming as a team, and we wanted to bring issues to the table for this hangout where we can all deliberate, chime in, talk about it. And I know that 9 out of 10 times the conversation is going to take us down a path. But what that means is it's going to open us up to things that we might not even know that we need to talk about, we need to voice out, or even help us deal with issues that we might have suppressed, especially being in the season that we're all in, single. I'm not going to say single and searching, but just being in our singlehood and just having so many different experiences. Because I know not everyone on the Singles Connect wants to get married, first of all. And not everyone that comes there is there with the intention of, being connected in a relationship. Some people just want to be in a community where they feel safe and they can be heard. So we talked about it, and today's, at least our very first topic, which we're going to have these prompts every month where we come together, hang out, kick back, relax, play games, win prizes, and then discuss issues and try to prefer solutions so that we can all move together, because the goal is to take us from this community into reaching our goals. And some of those goals for some might be very exclusive relationships. So we have a program for those people. And then for some might just be having a great positive community where you can do life with. So we're hoping that before the end of the year, we're going to take a Singles Connect trip. Not the Houston one. The Houston one is happening next week. But we're talking about like actually everyone leaving their location and meeting up at a destination for like a weekend, a week or something, a couple of days, have fun, come back. And then, we've done that reset and rewinding, and we can get back to life as usual. But then on those trips, we get to connect as humans, one-on-one. Real life connections are made. So today we're going to be talking about walking away from relationships. Why is it so difficult for people to walk away from relationships that they have been so connected to? Why is it so difficult for us to walk away and really start afresh? Especially when we know that season of that relationship is over, or in some cases, it's extremely toxic. And in some cases, there's no future. Like, that this thing is not going anywhere anytime soon. But you keep telling yourself whatever it is you tell yourself that keeps you in that loop. Some of those things look like we break up, we make up, we break up, we make up.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, some people will say, oh, the breakup, and then they'll say, oh, the makeup sex, that's why they're I'm like, okay, that is a vicious, dysfunctional cycle of craziness. But why is it that we find ourselves? And if you've ever found yourself in that situation, one thing I can tell you for free is this: everybody on this platform, myself included, all of us have been in that situation at some point in our lives. And eventually, maybe some of us grew the kahunas to really take the bull by the horn and break the chain and really move forward and move on. And some people just keep finding themselves in a loop. And, sometimes we feel ashamed, we feel bad, we feel like maybe there's something that we're not doing right, or there's something we don't know that other people know. Some people even beat themselves up and feel like they're so weak, and it messes with their self-worth and their mentality and how they see themselves. So why? Let's talk about it. And how can we, hopefully at the end of today's hangouts, maybe share some ways that we have all, if you have, overcome things like that, so that in this community, we want to heal. In this community, we want our members to be whole. We want to have healthy, wholesome relationships, whether it's friendship, whether it's exclusive situations, but we really want us to be able to be part of this community and be better off over time, So yeah, let's get started. Anyone feel free to chime in. If you want to share a real life scenario, please feel free to, understanding that this is a safe place. You don't have to share people, dates and times, things like that. But let's just talk about it. Why do single people, or why does anyone ever get stuck in a vicious cycle of a negative relationship that is not going anywhere, not serving you any longer, but you keep finding yourself back there?
Okay, I'll
True.
go.
That's a
Okay.
deep one. Who's going first? Vivian.
Yeah,
Okay.
Vivian said she wants to go.
Before
Let's give it up for Vivian. Give it up for Vivian. Give it up
oh
for Vivian.
Lord.
Come on. Give it up for Vivian. Hey, woo, 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 woo.
When I was growing up, I didn't have the opportunity to date because I came from a very strict family background. So it was really after I've had my kids and divorced that I had the opportunity to date and meet different type of people, guys and all that. So eventually I was dating this guy. In my mind, I know down the line, after 2 or 3 years, I know that this is really not what I want. But I'm afraid of trying to stay by myself and eventually go and meet someone else and start all over again. Everything, try to introduce myself, get to know someone. When you are used to someone, me, I strictly just want to stay with that one. But I wouldn't say the relationship was toxic. It was nothing like that. No, it's not like we are fighting or arguing. I just felt like the age gap was a lot for me. And I felt like he has accomplished a lot of stuff and looking forward for retirement and all that. But I'm just like starting life. And his kids are all grown out of the house, and mine is in my house. And the type of lifestyle I see him wanted us to live when we stay together would affect my children. It will not benefit my kids because they haven't gone to college, which they soon be sometime next year. So I was afraid to step away because it was kind of like a comfort zone. I felt safe, but there's some things just couldn't add up. My Christianity was not matching up with his own beliefs, and some things I said that I know I'm right. Maybe through manipulation, he would say, "Oh no, we have to put that aside. That's not really. You don't think like that." So the main thing is just afraid to move away, being by myself and trying to find someone else or someone else found me. That's why I stayed, but eventually I have to let go.
So how did you go through the letting go process?
It's funny. I have let go before. So he, he called and we made it work. He talked about it, all through the explanation and all that. But the second time I let it go is I'm so sorry to say this. I sent a text with, I explained why, and I blocked.
Oh, so you copped out. You did the copying out method. Like, I'm not gonna confront this head on. I'm just gonna send the text and run away.
I did not want to hear what he has to say about it. And I just be like, you know what, this is because I don't want the back and forth trying to reach out or let's do. No, I did not want that.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, because he would have drawn you right back in. That's just like it would have pulled you right back into that cycle again. I mean, that's definitely a very, very great story. One of the things that I picked from that I can resonate with is, meeting someone and automatically disqualifying myself because I feel like, okay, you are doing so well, everything looks so good, but knowing my reality, I'm like, how do I bring this to the table? Because automatically I'm feeling it's going to be an uneven playing field. I'm always going to have to figure out a way to match up and things like that. Maybe that was not the situation, but then I would disqualify myself and say, look, this is not going to work. Don't worry about it, blah, blah, blah. But then the situation of entanglement, that one that really just got me in this cycle was, after my divorce, couple of years, tried dating here, there, finally met this person. And I knew from the beginning that this was not going to be a lifelong situation where we were eventually going to end up married and live happily ever after. But this person was such a good person to me. And that goodness of that person, like when you feel like, wow, is there someone that is good like this that can be so selfless, can think ahead for you, can cover, but then that it's not really the full package of what you want. For me, at least, that was not what it was. I wanted to be in an exclusive relationship that would lead to marriage, but that was not going to ever happen for this person. But then I always used to excuse it with the fact that, oh, he's so good. And then we would break up, and next thing, keep contact. I mean, no contact for a while. And all of a sudden, one day conversation starts and we're right back. And like that, we're right back. And conversation and we're right back. So I get it when you text and blocked.
That is exactly what happened to me. Like, I was like, I just got to block. No chance of communication whatsoever.
So, Ms. Vivian, you said you spent 3 years in that relationship?
I would say 2, going to 3.
Okay.
So, me, like, we go out, people see us, all my friends know us. Like when someone that is way older than you, let's say 10 years and up, when they like you, they just want to be with you. They will not hide you. So we go out to parties.
10 years is young.
No, that
it's older, 10 years older.
That's 10 years and up.
That's young.
No, this is a person she had a relationship with that was
I know. The 10 years gap is still very small. It's not long enough.
You're saying the gap is not it's like
10 years. 10 years is fine.
But I didn't say it was only 10 years though.
Yes, she didn't give a specific number, but yeah. I do understand what Dr. OJ was saying about the self-sabotage, but I think in her defense, hers was not really a self-sabotage. It was more of a lifestyle. Yes. These two lifestyle, combined, and because she had to think about her children. This is a person that is retired and a person that's or is looking forward to retiring out of the home, and it may not want to travel, do anything when she's still a young, vibrant person. So you have to consider those things. So I completely understand her. The only method I didn't agree with, which was the text and block. Like, I'm not a person like that, but if it works and if that's the easiest way, because I know this is one of the biggest things, especially for a lot of people, mainly women, I have found is the one one of the hardest things for us of making that choice is the dealing with the starting over. Getting to know somebody again, getting to let people in, letting your boundaries down, opening up, being vulnerable, all of that stuff, just to open yourself up to, getting hurt all over again because none of us like going through it. So I get it, but I know the decision she had to make because well, we didn't even start dating. I think we went on 2 dates, and after 2 dates and maybe about 2 weeks of conversation, I'm like, this is not going to work because this is somebody that had a wife before. You have four children. I love kids, but at the same time, you don't want to have any other children. You're 10 years older than me, and I'm like, I still want the possibility of not closing the door on that yet. I have no problem joining somebody that already has kids, but that's like, for him, it was like not up for discussion. He doesn't want to even consider it. So after 2 weeks and maybe I said 2 or 3 days, I was just like, it doesn't make sense we waste any more of each other's time because it's not going to go anywhere. So
that's crazy. But that's self-preservation though. Like Vivian is she's like, look, I'm just gonna it's self-preservation.
No, I get it.
And when you have that kind of connection with someone, sometimes, even though they don't mean to, they could easily manipulate you out of your own, like the right thing. You know what the right thing is, the good thing
for yourself,
But because of how you feel about this person, you will compromise and be in a situation where in your good mind, you're not supposed to be.
That's exactly how it is. He was a good person. Everybody see us together. People really liked us together. But in my mind, not everybody know exactly what I want, what is in my mind. So I just felt like this is someone that he will continue with the relationship no matter what. I'm a good person. So he just felt like, oh, I'll wait for your kids to go out of college. That's what he told me. I know that you cannot make a quick decision at this. No, he said, I know that you cannot make an independent decision, but he can, but I cannot because I have my kids with me and he don't. So he said, well, I'll wait till your kids go out of college or whatever. But down the line, I'm thinking, and he's like somebody that is OCD. He's just too clean. I'm a clean person, but his cleanliness is over
extreme.
That's a dangerous. That's a dangerous man.
Listen, I am cooking in his kitchen. He will follow me with the rag and wiping the waters, like no water should drip on the floor. Honey,
are you kidding me?
Oh my God, that's kind of cute.
That is extra.
Just too clean.
And
you still stayed.
And look,
in these,
check this out. His house, he built his house from scratch. In his bathroom, his sinks are separated. And I asked him, why do you separate your sink? He said, oh, I don't want my wife. We have a sink and all the makeup and all of that. Just your sink is way over there. Mine is over here. Don't come to mine. Just stay on your own.
Well, that actually is balance because look, if he knows that he's OCD and he's like, look, just keep your thing over there. Let me keep my thing.
Exactly.
Exactly. I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed.
Do I want to go to war every day or do I want to be in a peaceful home?
Right. And I like to squeeze my toothpaste from the bottom. I don't like to squeeze it in the middle. So if that's going to annoy me, you keep your stuff over there and have your own toothpaste and I'll keep mine's over there. And yeah, I have a little bit of OCD problem too. So I don't have no problem with you having your own sink.
I'm telling you.
That's wisdom right there. Who wants to go next? Who wants to share next? I mean, Vivian, that was a very great story. But the self-preservation. But let me ask us this, guys. Just because you text and blocked, did your heart text and block?
You know what? That is a good question. So if you go along remembering the person like this that you did, so my heart has not tested and blocked, right?
No.
Okay.
Your heart hasn't tested and blocked yet.
The heart has not texted and blocked yet.
But
and haven't dated other people after that.
Okay. Sometimes it's okay to remember past relationships. If that person was really good to you, you can just sit back and say, oh, yeah, but within you just say, I'm not ready. I just don't think I'm ready to be in that relationship with that person. Because I do the same thing. I would just ghost you from nowhere. You'll be wondering, what did you do? And I'm like this. I can't, because I don't have patience. I don't know. I don't have patience. I don't have patience for little minor things, naughty things. I can just indulge you, but I can't indulge you for a long time. And I'm not one to tell you, oh, because I think I'm not going to be telling grown-ups what to do. So what I do is I just ease off slowly and I'm gone. You'll be wondering, what did I do to her? And I just spoke to her yesterday. I'm not going to send you a text or tell you I'm done. I ain't got time to tell you I'm done. I'm done and I'm gone.
That's savage, though. That is
I'm
savage.
gone.
Kev,
I'm Gaspar the
I'm
Ghost. I
so
just
surprised.
Jasper and
I
ghost
Inkem.
thought
you.
these
Kev,
are the
that
things
is
men
savage,
do. I
though.
am quite surprised. Wow, this is
That's
interesting.
why, Dr.
Yeah,
OJ,
because
that's why
That's
we are all
savage, yeah.
different. That's why
Yeah.
we're all different. And
naturally,
we,
I think people should know. Everybody's aware of what they want. So I'm one person. I tell people, don't lead anybody on. I don't lead anybody on. If I don't like you, I tell you I don't like you. If I'm just around you just for the company, I'll tell you just for the company. And that's
Mm-hmm.
me. So I do believe it gets to a stage. I don't play with people's heart, and I don't expect anyone to play with my own heart. So if I'm not interested, I'll let you know, hey, I'm not interested in you, but we can be friends. And then you can go on and say what you want to say. But that's okay with me. But when you want to play me for a fool, I just smile and I let you go, let you know I know the game too. And I'm gone.
All right, Inkem. So have you
two
ever?
can play the game.
No, but let me ask her this.
The
So,
game
have you
master.
ever been in a situation where you truly, truly cared about this person? Now, one thing that see, when they say Nigeria will say that person has your mumu button. So, as impatient as you are, ever been that person that had your mumu button, like anything that you will not agree to with anybody else? This person will care.
Let me be honest here. We all have a certain time where we have that person. No one will say he or she didn't have that person.
Right.
We all have that one person
And
in
guess
our
what?
life.
Men are
Right.
No
more
matter, even if
vulnerable
the
to
person
that.
is married or not married, or is single or is still alive, we just have that one person in our life that even at the mention of the person's name, we just won't we all melt. I have had that kind of person in my life, and then letting go was hard, but I kind of thought about it. I'm like, I can't hold on to it anymore. There's certain things you have to understand. One thing I tell people is you can't hold on to an adult that doesn't want to be held on to.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
cannot.
You cannot
The
keep
person is
somebody
just
that
going to
don't
play
want to be
along.
kept.
Yeah,
So.
whoever it is just going to play along with you at that point in time. But if you watch closely, the body languages, everything was going to tell you something. But just because we're crazy in love, we don't notice all that. We kind of see them. We say, okay, maybe he's busy, and then we kind of want to make excuses. We want to make excuses, and that's one thing I don't do for anybody. I don't know how to make excuses for anybody. I'm like, own it up. If you know what it is, own it. If you just want to be with me for being with me, say, tell me. And if it's okay with me, I'm an adult. We can go along. And if it doesn't suit me, I'll tell you, hey, I don't have time to play around. Move on. And everybody moves on. So in life, I have had that person in my lifetime. And it got to a stage whereby everybody thought we're going to get married. Yeah, because growing up, I knew him growing up, and he knew me growing up, and then along the line of somehow, things didn't really go out how we wanted it, and everybody parted ways. And even at that point in time, we still had ways to even reconnect with each other, and we'll still talk, and tell each other so many things. He was like my confidant, I was his confidant, and we were just, investing in each other. And it got to a point I'm like, and then I kept comparing everybody that comes my way to him.
I was gonna bring that up, like, even when you let go and you say, okay, I let it go, but then if they've set the bar so high, at least you set it high for them.
And then I kept comparing everybody that comes around. I'm like, oh, nah. I just kept marking them wrong, like, nah. And I told myself, I said, listen, you're gonna say nah to everybody, and the person you want is not even available. So what are you gonna do? So I just said, you know what, I'm done. And I went ghosting, and that's it. And nicely, I wouldn't take the calls. I wouldn't reply the messages. I didn't reply the messages. I didn't take the calls. I just made sure that we didn't have any paths to cross each other anymore. And that was it. But just as I say, everybody, no one is a kid. Even a 20 years old girl knows what she wants. So if she's playing along with you, she knows what she wants from that relationship. And if she's not getting it, she's going to go somewhere else and look for it. So I tell people, if you're married, it's not just being married, it's learning how to stay married.
Yes.
Because some people just get married and they don't know how to still be married. And then after a few along the line, they get separated and they move on. And because you haven't dealt with that thing that you haven't understood what the problem is. And then you find yourself hitching yourself with somebody else. And before you know, you're out. So I tell people, like I told my friend once, I said, why don't you just start intentionally dating yourself first? Why don't you date your own self and see what you yourself is all about? And if you know what you are all about, then you can now know what you're looking for. Because if you don't know what you're all about, you're just going to be in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out of everything.
But Miss Kemi, there are some people that it's very hard for some people to be alone. I know people that has never, ever been single. And I'm talking about people in their 40s. From the moment they were able to date, they have never been single.
Wow.
I've seen people too that have jumped out of like a 20-year marriage and they were back in another relationship within a few months. Within a year, they're married again. So you have some people that have that codependency type of I guess mentality, or where they feel like they're not a whole person unless they're with someone else. Because they figure that I have to either have somebody with me because I need to either be taking care of somebody or somebody needs to be taking care of me. So it's a lot of people are that type of, or is that way. They just can't see themselves being by themselves.
It's true. People kind of stick up to a relationship because they don't want to be lonely. Some people just don't want to be alone. Some people just afraid of starting all over again.
Yes.
Some people just don't know how to. People don't know how to. How will I use this word now? Especially we Africans, we don't know. We don't take risk when it comes to relationship. Oh, I'm just going to be. I just want to be in here. I'm okay here. And then you're not happy, but you're just in there.
And the other thing that I hear them a lot, I'm going to give it to God. God will fix it. And I'm like, oh, Jesus.
Oh, God, the God.
That's the one that kills me a lot among some of the friends I have. And I'm like, you do realize God gave you autonomy over your own life. He gave us choice and free will. He also gave us a brain to think and to make choices. And if you're in something that is abusive, that is toxic, that is self-serving and all of that, God, and then I'm just going to pray, God will fix it. It's warfare. And I'm like, not everything has everything to do with the devil or warfare or
Stacey.
I said some of it has to do with the character of this person you're involved with.
Stacey,
yes, sir.
That's even good. That's even good if they're actually going directly to God. Not my pastor says.
That is where religion is playing a bad play or not.
Exactly.
Religion has led us to somewhere where we as Christians, sometimes it's so hard for you to come out and say, I'm a Christian. Because people are going to say, religion has religion has its own good side and its own bad side. So this is fanatic religious people that, go up to the church. They're not there to worship God. They're there to worship the man of God.
Mm-hmm.
And then whatever the man of God says, it becomes a normal to them. Not what the Bible says. I can tell you there's so many Christians that go to church that don't even know, that haven't even opened their Bible to read their Bibles.
That's facts. Yeah,
and that's the point I wanted to bring to Lana. I'm not saying going to God about things is not good. But when you stick into an obvious that this person has a character flaws, this person is verbally and emotionally abusive, this person and whatnot, and you have all the signs there, and you can't tell me that you're waiting on God to come down off the cross and knock on the door and tell you leave. That's what I'm talking about, Lana. Not you saying go into God. Is when, I'm going to give it to God. You've been giving it to God for 5 years, sweetheart. Nothing has changed. Now this is a character. This is a character issue.
That's the reason why we have the free will. If we have the free will, God has given us the free will. And I do
Yes.
tell people this. And guess what? A lot of people have actually condemned me about this. And I do tell them, you don't have to be disturbing God for everything, because He has given you the free will to be able to make decisions on your own. And after making that decision, then you can now back it up with God. God, I've made the decision now. Support me. And you have to make it work.
You know
That's the way
why?
it
Because they're
works.
looking for somebody else to blame besides
To,
themselves. They want to take
to
that
give them
accountability
validation.
from me having to make the decision that this is not healthy for me. This is not healthy for my children. This is not taking me anywhere. I don't want to make the decision. So I'm going to say I'm waiting on God. The same way they're waiting on God to help them find their husband, but you don't go nowhere. The only person that sees you is the mailman and the Amazon delivery driver, but you don't go
Oh my
nowhere anyway.
God. Oh my goodness. You know, when I
That's what
said
I'm talking
earlier
about.
that this conversation was going to take us down a rabbit hole, that's completely fine.
Man,
I
serious
want to
rabbit
hear
hole.
from Georgina. Georgina, I want to hear from you. What are some
Oh yes.
experiences that you have to share? I want to hear your voice. Let's hear it.
And I'll wrap it up with me.
Guys, can you hear me? Can
Yes,
you
we
hear
Yeah.
And
can.
me?
Loud
Claire.
and clear. Loud and clear.
Okay, thank you so much. I've been learning so much from you. What I really want is a safe community, as Tracy
Yeah.
says. Again, somewhere where we can grow together, positive minded. How can we manage Christianity in our dating life? And how
Yeah.
can we meet people that are like minded? My experience is that I was living in UK with my husband, but then 6 years ago he died.
Oh.
Yes, at that time I was 7 months pregnant. I have my daughter
Oh.
now. She's 6 years old. Yes, so that's my. It's a little bit sad. I don't like talking about it. I was just trying to see how I can escape it. But that's my background. I actually met him in Nigeria while I was visiting my dad. That was then we were young, and then later we relocated to UK. And he had an accident. He was an architect. But then what I found out is that I am being what you can say, comparing him, just like you guys were talking just now. I compare him to everyone that wants to come into my life, which is one of the reasons why I stepped out and tried to join this group, so that because I listened to Dr. Shola once in Houston. I was working there for a whole month. So I actually attended one of his programs, which was when I actually met him, and then we didn't have a long conversation, but that was my first encounter with, and eventually Instagram, and then actually joined this group. So it's like I'm trying to reach out to get comfortable in forgetting about my grief
Yeah.
and starting afresh. But then
Yeah.
when you step out, it's so difficult, guys.
Oh yeah.
I kept on comparing myself to him, comparing every guy to him.
Yeah.
It's like a standard. I need to let that go. So that is me. So listening to you all, it's like I'm learning, I'm receiving it, and I don't know how I'm going to go about it. Of course, counseling. I've already done counseling several times, and all that. And I want Christian counseling, of course, which is why I'm here actually. That is it. Any question?
Oh my goodness, Miss
That's a fun.
Georgina.
That's
That
it.
is
Sorry.
that is just a great testimony. And
Yeah.
honestly,
Exactly.
how long have you been a widow?
My daughter is 6 years. My daughter was
That's 6 years,
I'm
7
going out
months
to
now.
7 years. Yes, I'm going to
Yeah, going to
7 months,
7 years.
7 years now.
You know,
So
you
have you
Well, I
you have
commend you
dated?
first for
And
even
it's
doing this.
yesterday. I don't know whether I should be ashamed to say that I haven't dated. Seriously.
there's no shame
Wow.
in that.
But
There's no shame.
There is no shame in it. There's no shame in it, Georgina. Your grief will take as long as it's going to take. You know, it's going to.
Yeah.
I know a lady who was
We
married
all
to a
grieve.
guy,
Yeah.
and the guy passed away. Very popular couple, you know, husband, amazing human, you know, very, very lovely family. And when he died, everyone was like, oh my God, how is this woman going to ever move on from this? 4
Yeah.
children, you know, everything. And literally less than a year and a half later, I just heard she's married. And I'm like, what?
Oh.
I was shocked because, you know, I was so close to the family. But see, the thing is, I guess for her, whatever decision she made to get to that point, she made it. And she was moving on with her life. But there's people like you and even other women out there who will grieve, and some would even swear off marriage and literally never get married again.
Yeah.
But the
know,
thing
but
Very true.
is that
But I
if
think
you
Very
it's
true.
brave of her to even take the step of even joining a group or going to an event that has anything to do with singleness. So at least, because I keep reminding myself, they talk about the 7 stages of grief. It's just like when you go through a long-term breakup with somebody that you love. Is you go through those same stages of the denial, the anger, the depression, the acceptance, and all of that stuff. So,
exactly.
you have to take your time to go through those different stages and to
Yes.
feel the
Mhm.
emotions that you're feeling. Go through the
Yeah.
emotions and try to get answers to even the questions you have in your head, even for God, even Him that you may be even a little bit angry with, like, why? Why
Yeah.
did you take my person away from me? Like, all of those things and those emotions is okay. And just take it a day at a time to get to the place where you need to be when you are fully ready to dive
Yeah.
into that next relationship with someone else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the
Very
funny
true.
thing is, family members are saying, "You're not getting younger. You need to like put yourself together. You have to get married.
Oh
Why don't
my
you want
God.
to get married again?" They said it's
No,
not
no,
that
no
easy.
pressure, no pressure,
Don't
No
let
no
pressure,
anyone
pressure,
Georgina.
you
No
no
in
pressure,
pressure.
yes,
no
No
because
pressure.
pressure,
You
Georgina.
need to walk. You need to move at your own pace. You
okay,
don't
so
let
Yeah.
family pressure push you.
Yeah,
Do
yeah,
whatever makes you happy. That's what
yeah,
matters.
I
Like
have a
I do.
question for her though, Georgina.
yeah.
Like, what is it that because 7 years, that's a grief, and like, that's like you
That's a long one.
I don't know how to put it, but it's quite a long time. But what
There is.
is it in your heart do you want? Are you are you ready to find love again, or you just want to continue to grieve?
I want to let
Good
go of the
question.
grief. That is
But
something I
one
made up
thing
my
you have to
mind.
understand is a good man is very hard to replace.
That
Yeah.
is
A
that's
good
this
man, especially
that's the thing.
when he's not a divorce, when he just is
Past
dead,
the
it's
Yes.
very
yes,
Yes,
hard
I
to
do.
replace a good person.
Hmm.
There's
Yeah,
but
nobody that's gonna, because
you got
no one is
yourself.
gonna fit into that gap if he's really
yeah,
if he was a really great person to you.
yeah.
So
But
Yeah.
all I'll say is take your
happy.
time, no pressure, love yourself, and let
Mhm.
it come naturally.
I
But
think
just
the
like that
Yes,
Yeah.
about
question,
friendship with anybody. Don't
I
rush
think
yes,
the
nothing.
question that Vivian is trying to ask is because I think the last stage of grief is acceptance. Is she at the acceptance stage where you have accepted that I lost the love of my life? Now, can I find a new love? May not be the same love, but a different kind of love. Or are you at
Love.
that
Yeah, exactly.
stage? And
well,
yeah, I think that's the question Vivian is trying to ask.
okay,
Yeah.
so I went through
I
the stages of grieving with my I did better help, and
Mhm.
I nearly we still having time together, especially since I'm having a little bit of problem with my daughter. She's asking for her dad, and recently we traveled to UK so that she can visit with some of the family members, some of my on my husband's side, some of he has some mom and other member of the family. So she wanted to see where's my dad, and she would be asking school, "Oh, mommy, where's my dad?" And I couldn't get to the point where I can tell her he's dead. It's just like seriously difficult for me to tell her that. So I'm still on counseling, but I've accepted that I want to move on from that stage because I really want to let go of him. I know it was like the best thing that happened to me at that time, and it was there, I know that. But like you said, I've accepted that he's gone and I need to move
hmm.
on, which is why I'm stepping out of my comfort zone,
And
joining
we are
Okay.
groups.
so glad to have
Yes,
the Singles
Mhm.
Connect, Miss Georgina. One
thank
thing I
you.
am so grateful to God for, like I told Stacy, I said, um, I in my business plan, putting together a platform where single people can thrive and find positive, wholesome relationships, build friendships, and really just feel safe and get whatever it is that they feel that they need from that community was not in my plan.
Oh,
For 2 years, Pastor Shola had been telling me, you need to do this, you need to do this. And I said, I am the least qualified person for anyone to want to listen, gather around me, and hear me on this particular topic. Ask me to talk about anything else. Trust me, I can do that. But when it comes to this relationship thing, I am the least qualified. Why? I'm a divorcee. I have 3 children. I'm a single mom. I haven't even had a positive, good, like I told you guys, long-term relationship to save my life for the past. I think I've been divorced now for almost 8 years, 7, 8 years now. So, but the thing is, when I started to see the feedback, and even people reaching out to me, private messaging me, telling me how this community was really good for them, I said, okay, this was definitely a gift from God, and I'm not going to misuse it. I'm not going to mishandle it. So that is why you guys see me be very intentional about the community and curating the space. So, Georgina, you coming here was not an error. It wasn't a mistake. God put you here at the right place, at the right time, with the right people. And I believe strongly that He's going to heal you, because none of us have the answers. Trust me.
Yeah.
None of us, myself included. We're just here trying to figure this thing called life out together. That's why we always want to have these conversations. That's why we're here. That's why we're going to meet in person. That's why we're going to try to do life together. So that way, from doing life together, we'll hopefully evolve each other from one season to the next and get us through. So now that you're here, we're so glad you're here, but just know that you're safe, and this is a good place for you to be in. And whatever you need, I believe God is going to help you get it. And
Thank you.
you're going to meet, they talk about soulmates. Maybe you feel like your husband was your soulmate, but that was because you guys were connected, body, soul, and spirit, and you guys were united. But now, the Bible talks about till death do us part. Now he's gone. So there is a separation that has happened. So his soul is gone and yours is separate. Now he's going to bring you someone else that will reconnect with your soul. Just trust him for that your soul will be reconnected, and you're going to have another soulmate that will meet you in this season. He started another season with you, and then he got to a place and everything ended. But now you are in a new season. You've gone through grief, you've gone through loss, and now you're going to meet someone who's able to embrace that woman that you have become, because you're not the same woman you were when you were married to your husband.
Yeah.
You're not the same person. So the person you're going to get now is going to embrace all of this and walk with you, and as you're going together, you're going to see that, okay, this is who I need in this season. And I say that to encourage you, so you can get away from the comparison, because whatever greatness that he brought into your life was for that season. And it went through the natural order of things, and his journey ended. But fortunately, your journey is continuing on. And because you still believe in your heart that you are a wife to somebody, because not everybody is a wife. Let's just settle that. Let's just be cool.
Yeah.
It's okay. But if you believe you're a wife to somebody, I tell you, that mindset, when you're whole and ready, like they say, when the student is ready, the teacher will show up.
Yeah.
That's life. Life will give you what you need and what you have become.
Yeah.
Keep walking your walk. And when the wife in you shows up, the husband will show up.
Yeah.
And I think it's also good, Dr. OJ.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Nice
I just
one.
want to say, each and every one of you, I always look forward to your comment, always the discussions. I love and
You've been a
appreciate every
silent
one of
listener.
you. No, I'm not usually. I usually
Contribute.
usually
You've been
do.
hiding in the shadow. You need to come out of your shell.
Leave Georgina
I
alone
do.
today.
I will not. Everybody they need to
But
come out
I
of
want
their
to
shell.
remind the
Because
members too that
let's
like
be realistic.
this is not
We have
just
55
for
members. We have 55 members here. And look at the number of us that are on live. I've tried to reach out to some privately, and now my phone has overheated because of my God has got it overheated.
Sorry.
So
Dr. OJ, I have a question. Personally, this is my personal opinion. This, like Lana was saying, some of these people they either got to be deleted, removed.
The
People just
purging is going to
monitoring
happen.
people's
Vivian,
charts.
guaranteed.
You can't be
Guaranteed.
monitoring people's charts. What is this for? This is a single connect. If you're not here to connect with anybody, then it's not for you.
So
we are all grown. Nobody is below 20
get
years in this group.
Vivian, we'll get to that. Now, I think it's my turn to talk.
Okay, Lano, Odubela.
Lano.
Yeah, Daughter of Zion just popped back in. So
yeah.
after
Dr. Zion, who is Dr. Zion? I think, what's her name?
What's your name? I see
Mommy Wa.
We will give you them now. Mommy Wa, Mommy Gio. Mommy Gio. Which one?
Sharon. This is Sharon.
Sharon. Oh, Miss Sharon.
Oh,
can you imagine? Go, Sharon. Is the Sharon?
Where are you located, Miss Sharon, and your age?
You didn't type. Have you all grabbed the popcorn?
I think she's on mute.
Please, I have a question, and I want us to get at the back of our mind that we can just chip in. Just how do we manage being a Christian and dating in this day of dating, social dating? If we can have it at the back of our mind. I know, but I mean being serious with God, just wanting to be faithful to God and at the same time wanting to date.
I love that.
Sister Gina, I think it's just like everything else in our life. You do it with integrity. You're honest with people that you encounter and what you meet, what your intentions are and what you are looking for. And if it doesn't align with your values and then just move on. You have that honest upfront conversation and just date with integrity. At least that's my policy, and that's what I practice.
And that topic on its own needs a deep dive, because we need a deep dive on that, so we can add that to our list of topics for our next virtual hangout. And I'm sure that once everyone sees the footage from today, they'll be more encouraged to show up and be part of the conversation. But that topic you're talking about, ooh, child, I'm telling you, even for me, I'm like, oh Lord, you meet someone and you're dating them and you're like, well, I'm celibate, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, but you've had children now. What's wrong with you? Why you celibate? Is it that you've not had children before? I'm like, okay.
Well, that's different. Let me make a comment. The same relationship I talked about, I was in that relationship. Then the more I was in that relationship, I grew spiritually. So let's say we were intimate. Then at some point when I grew spiritually, it stopped. Something I couldn't do any longer. So that was another issue. How could you do this and you're doing this and all of a sudden you stop? So that's a very different topic, and it's a big issue because
we're gonna have a deep dive about it, guys. Let's let Lano go. That is a big topic, and we are going to have a deep dive topic about it. We're gonna all talk about it, and we will definitely do that topic justice. But Lano, the floor is yours, sir.
Vivian, an average man will say, that is wickedness. She's a witch.
I'm sorry.
It needs to be talked about. We need to be talked about for real.
Exactly. And in terms of my when one needs to let go, I think it was when it comes to men to let go. We all know that. I remember back then in England, that was when I went to Nigeria, met this lady, fantastic. Everything was cool. Look at it. She was petite, small, chanko. If you understand what I mean, chanko, that means she's petite and everything. And
Lano, we get it. Moving
very gentle. And I was like, okay.
Small body, big engine, yeah.
She not even gonna get big engine safe. So, and I was like, okay, yes, things started going on, and and I came back to England, went back to Nigeria, and then brought her in. And then when I went to Nigeria, she told me she was pregnant. I was like, yeah, fantastic. Let's do the right thing, do the normal, formal thing, families get to know, and then from there moved on. And then she joined me in England, and when she came, 6 months down the line, I think I actually we had my daughter, and I was like, okay, yes, I was happy. Things were going on. I was working. I was making money. When I mean money, I was earning like £2,000 a week with NHS. So I was like, to me, as a dad, as a then, I had everything. And then 6 months down, and after we had our daughter, and I noticed that things started changing. Then I wanted to put in for my PhD, and I made her understand that, but all the expenses we do will have to be reduced, because I have to reduce my hours in work, in school, at work, so I can attend and finish up my PhD. And it didn't really go down well, because when she came to England, I think she moved with the wrong set of people, and started going to parties every from Friday to Sunday party, and we have to take clothes. So one clothes for another one, things like that. New shoe, and shoes have to match the shoes, and the bag have to match. That wasn't a big problem for me, but I was like, whenever things happen when we want to progress in life, because I was even pushing for her that, wait a minute, all you have is BSc. I remember I paid for a master's, for her to go for master's. She didn't go, because I was trying to, like, okay, how can we do a career? Because I can't be with someone and you will not have a career progression. It is not possible. Even if you don't want to have a career progression, let's know that, okay, this is what you want to do, so you can actually be a professional or a consultant in what you're doing. And then, and I noticed, so 6 months down, and after we had our daughter, I noticed a lot of things started changing. And I was like, okay, I ignored it. I didn't, because I don't want to be like someone that is a man that nags, and then noticed she would just go. She won't come back for like 3 days. Our mom was staying with me in our house, taking care of the baby. And I was like, okay, no, I know where I'm going. I focused on my studies at the same time, my little time that I have at work, because I had limited time and I have bills to pay. So, and fights started coming in all the time. Oh, there's this party I have to attend, blah, 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 blah. You have to give me this £600. I have to go and use it to go and buy clothes and shoes. And I'm like, well, unfortunately, I can't afford that. I would rather I can afford money for food, but not for extra expenses, at least for a while. It became a big problem. And, she'll come back home drunk. And to me, I was like, I was even telling her mom that, wait, hope she's not going through baby blues and things like that. And the mom was like, you go and shut up there. You're not man enough. They always talk me down. And I'm like, well, I won't let that affect me, because I know where I'm going. And then I remember she later told me she was pregnant again. And I was like, wait a minute. If you were pregnant, you and I, we've not even had for like about 5 months. So how could you be pregnant? I didn't say anything. I kept quiet. And then I noticed this day when I came back from work. I went to school, came back from work. And when I got back home, I took my daughter, put my daughter on my chest, and I was tired. She left. I thought she was going to bring me food in the kitchen. And next thing I just heard the police barging into the house. Broke down the door, and then she came out from the toilet with clothes torn. That he's a rapist, that's him, arrest him. And I was like, are you for real? You are my woman. You live in my house. And it didn't add up to me. Before I knew it, I was bundled, handcuffed, dragged down the stairs to the police station. The following day, I was charged to court. They didn't even waste no time, within 24 hours. Charged to court. And before I knew it, I was remanded in Belmarsh. Anyone that knows Belmarsh prison knows that Belmarsh prison is the maximum prison in England. And I was like, wait a minute. To me, it wasn't adding up. Because I was like, what the heck is going on here? Is this Nollywood or something? So, and then down the line, the case went to court, and luckily for me, when I started noticing a lot of things going on in the house, what I did was that on my corridor, I actually had a camera in my corridor, and also in the bedroom, I had a teddy bear, which was a camera. So there's this friend of mine, like he actually came to look for me. He actually came to check on me, and I told him that I told him where the spec he was, and he needs to go and get access to the drive so that he can retrieve the footage of the CCTV. Because I know that if I tell her, she would definitely, or if I tell my lawyer, I couldn't even tell my lawyer, because then I was still confused, and the state gave me a lawyer. And I remember the case went to court. My friend actually got the footage, gave it to my lawyer, and gave the police. And normally, if you give footage like that to them, they're supposed to drop the case. In my own case, it didn't happen. The case went to court. And I remember my friend told me, he said I should keep quiet about it because he has a little bit of experience in criminology. So he told me to keep quiet about it, that he wants to see where all this is playing to. And then case went to court. The jury already found me guilty. Yep. And then when the judge was now talking, Mrs. Roach, that's her name, the judge, and because this is a high court, this is a crown court. My friend now raised his hand up, like, well, where is the footage that I gave to the police and his lawyer? Why is the footage not played in court? Because when he gave it to the police stood in there, has he got a copy? He said the only copy he has given it to the lawyer, but he didn't tell them he duplicated it, and they left it that way. So, and then my friend now raised his hand up, like, oh my lord, he addressed the judge directly, but I gave them a footage. Why is the footage not played in court? My own lawyer told him to shut up and sit down. And the judge was like, wait a minute, what is going on here? In the bundle, I don't have anything in the bundle. And my lawyer said, well, if it's not in the bundle, then the jury has already reached a verdict that it can't be upturned. And the lawyer was like, I don't know, in the law terms, I don't know how the judge can actually upturn what the jury have said. I remember the judge mentioning then, like, no, that she wants to see the footage. And my own...
As long as there are evidence that like you do not submit evidence,
exactly,
there's always a rule that you can overturn. The judge can overturn the decision.
And my own
material building. See, that's
my own lawyer was telling the judge, was objecting the judge, and that the judge has no right.
Wow.
And that was when the judge became suspicious. They're like, okay, wait a minute, what's going on here? And the police, it was later that I discovered that one of the police officers was a girl, was her boyfriend. Right. One of the guys that came to arrest me in my house was our boyfriend. She was also having an affair. She also ended up having an affair with a lawyer. So they were all into it together. So the judge was like, no, she's not going to have this. And luckily the judge was a female. She said she's not going to have it, and that she wants to see the footage. And then she adjourned the case to that same day, that she wants to see that same day. Because according to her later, what she told me, she said, if my friend decides to leave the court that day, she doesn't know what will happen to him when he steps out of the court premises. So she adjourned for 2 hours, for like about 15 minutes or 20 minutes. By the time we came back, they brought me back. There was a big screen, and then everything was played out. How I went into the bedroom, how she came out from the bedroom, and things like that, and how she came out from the toilet and she spoke with the police officer that I'm in this room, pointed the room out, ripped her clothes up, and that was it. And that was it. And the lawyer made a statement. She said, well, if someone of her kind wants to get someone of their kind into prison, we might as well just help them. And the judge is a Caucasian woman. She lost it. She made sure that lawyer never practiced again. She made sure the lawyer never practiced again, and she made sure that The police officer that was involved went to jail for it. But for her, in England, everybody know in England, I have to press charges for the case to go forward. But I was like, no, I will let it go.
Huh?
Yes, I will let it go. Because guess what? My daughter was with her. We have to, how will it feel? To me, in my mind, it feels like, how will I feel being the one to send the mother of my daughter to prison?
Me also. I was just wondering, why did he?
But she, and if you look at England today, 50% of men that are in prison for what am I saying? About 15% of rape charges of men in prison today are by their spouses that claim that they have raped them. Right now in England. Right now in England. So I let go. Guess what? 7 months down the line, she was caught with these guys that went to all of us that have lived in England before, the clone cards. These guys are clone cards, and to go and take money out from people's accounts. She went and did it. She was caught, and she pleaded that, okay, instead of her going to prison, let her be deported back to Nigeria. And she was deported back to Nigeria. But that period was one of the darkest period of my life, because guess what? I lost my job. Imperial College expelled me from school. This is a case, and to me, I haven't been convicted. Definitely, I shouldn't have lost my job, and I shouldn't have been expelled. The school expelled me. I lost my job with NHS. I tried to get the job back. I couldn't get it back. Eventually, I had to sue NHS, and I sued, sued Imperial College. And Imperial College took me back. They refunded my school fees and said I should come and finish my PhD for free. I said, that is not enough. You still have to give me more money. I claimed more money from them. And the point I want to bring out here is that when I saw the signs to let go, to move on, I didn't. And it almost ended my life. Not about my career, because it's ended my life. Because what will have happened if I've gone to jail? That's the end. On something I know nothing about.
Dana, come here, honey.
So that's my little story.
Wow. Lano, you have some of the craziest stories, but the thing
Tell me about it.
What you're saying is so true, because when you liken that to the situations where people find themselves in situations of domestic abuse, whether it's physical, emotional, financial,
I get slapped, I get beaten, I get punched, I get nails. Some marks on my body today are because of her nails.
Wow.
And there was I made a vow to God that, because I've seen my father raise his hand up on my mom before. And I remember then, the last time my dad did it, I faced him one-on-one and I told him, fight a man like you. And I told him to his face, even though my dad is one of the best, fantastic man you can ever think of. I told him, I said, this part of you, I will never, ever be part of you of this. And the day I raised my hand up on a woman, let God take my life.
Uh-oh.
I told him that. And I held on to that principle, that regardless of what a woman does for me, I'll just be looking like a mumu, probably because I grew up amongst women. And it plays a role too in someone's life. I could be very playful, I could be very jovial, but I know we've all been through crazy things. And to me, another thing that happened was that during that period, I lost it. I just went on rampage. When I'm here,
I was about to ask you that, because that was my next question. Like, after that experience, how did you put yourself back in a situation?
I went on rampage. I wasn't serious with women anymore.
You were just sleeping with women.
It's just like seen as a tool of fun.
So how did you transition from that to having a committed relationship?
I think it's all about me, getting back on my feet and finding myself and finding who I am. And I was able to this happened for 2.5 years of my life. And I was like, wait a minute, this is not you. I just sat myself down and this is not you. And I spoke to myself that very day, and I was like, you don't let the decision of a woman of anybody whatsoever influence the good person in you. So I sat myself down and I was like, you know what? I'm done. And a lot of my friends then, do you know how universe does this thing? It will now bring terrible friends within that carcass and bring them close to you. It works around you. The good ones
because you can only attract your kind.
Exactly.
You can only attract your kind. So if your mind was in a dark place, that's what you would attract.
You will bring about those, exactly. And it brought those dark people over to me that every day after work, man, you have to go out and go down to the pub, and definitely, but if you go to the pub in England, everybody knows what's happening in a pub. They two that are there now, before you know, you come alone, you go back double. But in everything, I just keep looking to God that I think God was watching over me. Several times, we are all adults here. Several times the condom will break, I will just continue. And no, and I'm so grateful to God that at least no STI, no diseases, nothing. God was really looking after me.
Jesus is watching over you. I love it. Oh my goodness, that's a really good story.
Even some, we just carry it. There's no condom. We just put it live. At that moment, you've lost it. I was like, what's the purpose of life? But God was really watching over me. And I know and He made me understand that He has a purpose for my life. There's a place I'm going. I'm still far away from it. And even remember what happened to me 4 weeks ago when I had chicken pox. I had chicken pox, COVID, and I think I have a little bit of cholera along with it, diarrhea and throwing up along with it. And I saw myself gone. But look at me, I'm still standing, sweating out in my garden like this.
It is well. Wonderful, guys. So it's always good when we share all these stories. We hear everyone's perspective and seeing where we all are today. I think the bottom line is, I think this is such a community where everyone is not where they want to be, but we are on the way. We are right on the way. And I think the best that we can do for ourselves is be a safe, curate the space to give each other the security that we need to transition to the next level. For Georgina, we definitely want to see her thrive in this season.
Definitely.
Become wholesome. She's got such a beautiful smile.
Oh, thank you.
See her.
I will set her up.
No, please, Georgina, you cannot set you up. I beg, make you run. Anyway, because we want to hear, before we leave today, we want to hear from Miss Sharon. Sharon, we're talking about those vicious cycles of relationships that keep us locked in. And why is it that we're finding it difficult we find it difficult to let go when we do? And of course, if you have any special experience that you want to share, or even stories that you're privy to that you want to share, how that person or even you was able to break the cycle and move on. We want to learn from each other today. So that way, once we leave this hangout today, of course, I believe everyone has gotten one thing or another. So by the next hangout, we already have some topic requests that we're going to be discussing, and then we're going to make it better. Of course, Houston Hangout is coming next weekend. I don't know how many going to a lounge, and we're going to be there, just have a good time Friday night and make it a time just social. That's just pure social. And yeah, we're going to have
how long are we going to be in Houston for?
Man, it's up to you. You can stay the weekend if you want. It's just Friday.
So Friday, then why can't we all just go watch a movie on Saturday after the hangout on Friday?
We can do that. What time on Saturday do you guys want us to go watch the movie? Afternoon?
Afternoon, yes.
Yeah, we can do that. Maybe go for brunch, and after the brunch, then we'll just go watch
watch a movie, yes.
I think that sounds fantastic. Like a plan. Okay. So the hangout is turning to weekend getaway.
There's a movie coming. It's a movie actually coming out on that Friday, so we can all watch it on Saturday.
Okay, I love it. Ministry.
I can still hear that British accent.
She's Minister of Enjoyment. Miss Sharon, do you want to share with us today? Because we're about to round up. We've been here for 2 hours, guys. Can you imagine? We've been here for almost 2 hours. Vivian, we can't hear you. You're muted out.
Oh, I have a question. Did you get a head count of who's coming? Like, how many people?
Next week, we have 6 people.
Well, that's...
Stacey, do you remember 6 people, right?
Yes.
But
It was a total of, yes,
so
the last time we showed it was 6 people.
Yeah, then of course in Houston, Lano is over there. Lano, you're going to be there, right? It's not that day I'll come and say
I've already said I'm gonna, regardless of my schedule, I'm actually gonna make myself available. Regardless.
I say I'm on a flight. I'll just
anywhere I am, I'll make sure I land on Friday.
Come down now. Drop Lano.
I'll parachute.
All right, so yeah, it's gonna be about 7 or 8 of us.
This phone is overeating. I'm gonna switch over to the other phone now.
That's fine. We're rounding up anyway. Sharon, we haven't heard from you. I know you joined us late. Daughter of Zion.
She's at work.
Oh, she's at work. Okay, good. So yeah, we're gonna leave Sharon alone. I hope everyone had fun today. So just a quick few announcements before we head out. Let me